we're halfway at the halfway point of conference schedule, and our next opponent is a Mississippi State team that's really surging. They're really getting guys back healthy. Got Swart, who's no question about it, is one of the better players in our league. He's back healthy, an attacking guard that plays big for him. They beat LSU and just won it at Tennessee. And they've been playing some pretty competitive games in conference play, so I think all their pieces are coming together. Gavin Ware, who we know is a very good player. I think he's a seasoned veteran now. You see he's a junior now. Big body that can score. Fred Thomas is playing well for him as well. And, of course, R.J. Reddy, a young man that comes from Arkansas, Little Rock. And so from Little Rock, Arkansas, we know he'll be ready to play. So, again, it's a team that's surging. And defensively, they get after you. It cause havoc with their defense, turning you over, and just play physically tough and mentally tough. So it's a challenge. It's a good opportunity for us, and hopefully we can build some consistency on how we want to play, and that is, defense is where we hang our hats on, and continue to push the tempo with offensively execution as well.
How's Michael Qualls doing?
Michael Qualls, he sprained his knee in the game. And so it's a sprained knee, and it's a day-to-day situation. And we'll look at it from day to day to see. He probably won't practice today, I'm not sure, but it's a day-to-day situation.
Questionable?
Say it again? It's a day-to-day. It's a day-to-day. I mean, we'll look at it tomorrow and see where he is. And so I would say until game time, we won't know.
Michael, I know he's been struggling a little bit shooting, but he's actually one of your best players, one of the best players in the league. If he can't play, how does that impact the team?
Well, we got other guys being ready to step up. I think that's going to be a big key. I mean, there have been periods in the game where he hadn't played, but we got other guys that can step up and do things for us as well.
Which guys and what specifically?
It'll be a team. It'll be a team. It's by committee. I think it's just by committee. We got enough guys that have played, and especially with the schedule we played, I think they're ready to step in.
Yesterday an off day?
Yesterday was an off day, yes.
Scott Watkins, at least he's similar size. I mean, would that be one that play more probably?
Well, I'll say it again, by committee. When you talk about Watkins, Manuel, you talk about maybe even Babb getting a few more minutes out there. The guys that we have, I think, can step up. Guys coming off the bench who's played well. Jacory, I mean, he's a guy that can play, big forward. He's a versatile basketball player. So I don't have a problem. I think our team is deep enough where we can absorb those minutes. And of course, Mike plays with a lot of energy. So, but that's a day-to-day situation. We'll see.
You're obviously not going to play him, if he's not medically clear. Just knowing Mike, if there's any way possible to play, do you feel good that he'll be there if, just based on his toughness?
That's going to be determined by his body, I guess, how that knee takes on the rehab, or, how he's healing up.
You started Antoine the other night. He's really been struggling to shoot. And just kind of how do you feel about Antoine's game right now? And is he a guy you really need to get going if Mike can't?
Well, it'd be good to see him really get going. I thought he played well the other night. It's not necessarily just the shooting that he does. He did a lot of nice cutting to the basket. He took charges. He played defense. I thought our whole team played with a lot of energy. I thought they played with each other. And so, like the right hand knew what the left hand was doing. Our help defense was probably the best it's been. And so we want to continue to build on that. And that defense, whether we made we got South Carolina to turn it over, or we made them take quick shots. Even when they made field goals, we were getting the ball and we were pushing the ball and get down the floor and got into our offense a lot easier, a lot quicker, and we attacked the glass. But I love what the energy that but Anton brought to the Antlon, that is, brought to the. Is you talking about Antlon? Yeah, Antlon, yeah. I'm talking about Antlon. I love what he brought to the table. I mean, he started, he was curling, cutting to the hole, and people are paying a lot of attention to Bobby, so those cuts are going to be there.
With Antoine, I think he's 1 out of 17 on threes the last 5 games. I mean, obviously that's not characteristic of him. Do you feel like he's got to bust out sooner or later?
No, I think it's coming. It's like, he makes shots in practice, so it's just a matter of getting it carried over into the game.
Mississippi State been kind of one of the surprise teams
They're surging. Like I said, I think a lot of their pieces are coming together. You know, if you think about last year, they had a lot of guys that were out, you know, that were hurt. And so now he has a so now he has a full, you know, a full squad. They've been able to practice, and I may have to now say, would y'all turn your phones off before you come in here? It is getting to be a distraction sometimes. But getting back to your point, Nate, they had the whole team together, and they've been able to get some practice time and playing together. And now, you know, one of their best players, Craig Swart, he was hurt early in the year, and I think now he's getting into to physical shape and playing well for him.
Both had back surgery. I think Reddy missed first couple games. Well, what are you seeing from Reddy compared to maybe how he was playing last year?
More experience. He was a freshman last year, right? I think he's a sophomore, right? Yeah, he's a freshman last year, so he's been through the rigors of the SEC. They played a pretty good non-conference schedule, so you know, you look at this time of the year, guys are not just sophomores. I mean, you look at him; he's almost a junior now, and he had to go in and play, you know, for that team. So, so all the things that took place for him last year, I think, are benefiting him this year.
You faced all these Arkansas kids that play for other teams. So just how motivated do you think he'll be to come
They're going to
here?
play. I mean, like anything else, they're going to play their hearts out. I mean, they have family here and friends here, and you know, you're always trying to prove a point. So, and I'm sure he does that wherever he goes and play. But you know, to come and play in your home state, that's a little bit more special.
I'm sure you'll be in the locker room with the team, but how do you feel about the Moncrief ceremony? How big a deal is that?
I think it's awesome. I think it's great. You know, Sidney came and spoke with our team this fall, and he's got a motivating speech to what he does, and he did a great job with them. So they got a chance to actually to meet him, and as I call him, Arkansas's favorite son. That's what he is, and. So to me, it's just like some of that past is coming back to connect with this university, with our program, and I think it's great for our players to have a chance to be around and to be here at a time where they're gonna truly honor him, you know, as one of the all-time great players here. So I'm excited for Sidney. I know he is excited about it as well.
Following that up, you know, in a couple of weeks, Corliss and Coach Richardson both get that too. So just bring it back to pass.
It just, to me, it's something that probably should have happened many years ago. But I'm glad it's happening. And for those guys, when you talk about Coach Richardson, Sidney, and Corliss, what they meant to this university, to this state, what better way to honor them than to bring them and to show, hey, we're going to leave this up here. This is for you guys and for what you've done for our university. I think it's a great tribute.
I know you're a little bit younger than Sidney. Do you remember watching him play in college?
Yes, I remember watching him playing in the NBA. He played with Paul Presley, who was my best friend. They used to play with the Milwaukee Bucks, and then of course I watched him play here. And for a guy that was, you know, the size he was, 6'4", scrawny but tough, super athlete, you know, Super Sid, that name fit him. Just a winner. I mean, just a winner. I mean, his size, he was one of the better rebounding guards, I think, probably to ever play the game. I mean, it's amazing, you know, the career he had and even what he's doing right now. He still loves the game, and I think he feels connected, you know, to our program, and that's good.
Is that good to hear the game's already a sellout?
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. That's music to my ears, Bob.
On a question on Watkins the other night, what's been the biggest jump in his game from last year to what he's been able to do now?
Well, he's gotten playing time, and I think that's his confidence has just kind of continued to soar. You know, I've always seen the improvements in his game, but he's actually getting an opportunity to play now and impact this team. And to me, he's been around, you know, our staff. He's been around our program for many years, and so obviously he wants to have an opportunity to showcase it. And he's getting the playing time, and he's been very productive with it. And he's just trying to make an impact on the team, however he can. He's not, don't worry about scoring, but he's a big-time energy guy. Defensively, I think he's one of our better defensive players, and just bring a level of toughness you got to have at this level. But he continues to absorb, what we put out there, and he's a gym rat. He stays in the gym. He's constantly working on this game.
Maybe a little bit smarter than some of the other players on the team. I mean, do you see that from him, the influence that his
Yeah, I do. I do, and I'm sure you guys can even also even when you talk to him. I mean, when you get him up here, and I see some of his interviews when you guys are talking, he talk like a coach's son. He really does, and so that tells me he got a pretty good understanding in basketball IQ and about what should take place out on the floor. Does it take place all the time? No, and but at the same time, I think he has a pretty good understanding.
He's more optimistic about the bench in general after that.
I feel much better. I really do. I think when we play that way, and guys actually, I call it the honor system that we have. When you get tired, let's get a hand. And I saw more hands go up in that game the other night than it has been since the non-conference schedule. So that tells me guys now out there playing and leaving everything out on the floor, getting winded, come on out, letting the other guys get out there and play through their mistakes. And I thought they responded the other night very well. And I just want to see some consistency. But I think our defense has been really going in the right direction. And of course, I thought we really got up and down the floor and moved the basketball, played up-tempo basketball. And I want to see a continuous that as we finish out the second half of our conference schedule.
What do you feel you need to do to get Durham
He just got to go out there and have some positive things take place for him. He'll have an opportunity to do it. I think, the other night he went out and missed a couple of layups, and I thought that kind of bothered him a little bit. But at the same time, just getting out there and coming into practice, and then just taking his practice to the game. He's been having some really good practices, so it's just a matter of taking your practice to the game. And I thought our team the other night took their practice to the game.
Balls the other night, was that just sort of shake things up, or was there any? I think it was the first game he hadn't started all year.
That's the coach's decision.
Last question. You mentioned you thought it was long overdue to have some of these ceremonies. Did you have any influence on having these ceremonies?
Jeff and I, we talked about it. I think, there's a way you got to, for all these, what is taking place here. First of all, we got a tremendous history in basketball. And I think, you can say it in a lot of different ways, and we, of course, with the museum out there and with the buildings and all that stuff that is taking place. But to truly honor, a ceremony where you're really honoring someone, especially in this building. This building is over 20 years old now, and so to have that take place, especially the time I'm here, I think that makes it even more special. So, but give credit to Jeff, and I think this is something that they've been thinking about doing, for a while. And so just getting the timing and all that stuff together was, with the guys that are going to be honored. And so I guess timing is everything. And so what a better time than right now.